Federal Capital Territory Police Command has arrested a woman for abandoning her newborn baby along a bush path near Crush Rock behind the uncompleted red bricks market in Mpape, Abuja. The woman, whose identity has been withheld, confessed during interrogation that she abandoned the baby due to her inability to care for the child after being deserted by her husband. FCT Police Public Relations Officer SP Josephine Ade confirmed the incident, stating that operatives from the Mpape Division Juvenile and Women Care Section JWC rescued the day-old infant on January 3, 2025 after a distress call from concerned residents. The baby was immediately taken to Mpape Primary Health Center for medical evaluation and was confirmed to be in stable condition, SP Ade disclosed. Following a community tip-off, the mother was apprehended and admitted to abandoning the child. SP Ade condemned the act, emphasizing the police command's dedication to protecting society's most vulnerable members. The baby has been handed over to the Department of Social Welfare for proper care. The mother will face prosecution under Section 14 and 16 of the Child Rights Act 2003 upon completion of investigations. The police commended the public for their swift response and urged residents to remain vigilant, reporting suspicious activities or emergencies through the command's emergency phone lines. Let's talk about your thoughts as regards to the legalization of abortion. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Well, as they are pushing for it in America.
Actually, abortion has now become illegal in some states in America. Previously,
yes,
it was legal, and they pushed for it to become.
Then our society.
So I'm saying, what are your thoughts as regards now? With certain questions, when I think about certain scenarios, I don't usually want to put America and Nigeria in the same context. Why? America, they pay whatever work you do, right? However you manage to get a job. If you're throwing newspapers, you're picking stuff, they pay per the hour. You can't compare it to whatever income someone works up in Nigeria, right? So why I asked what are your thoughts in that regard, I wasn't even really thinking about America, because however it is, and I don't feel anybody should actually be in control of what anyone wants to do with their body, my personal opinion. But now what I'm trying to say is, what are your thoughts as regards the legalization of abortion in Nigeria? I want you to look at it from the perspective of this story, people having children and throwing them away. It's been a long process and it's been happening for a very long time. Number two, I want you to look at it from the eyes of people selling their newborn babies. Right?
Yes.
If abortion was legal and maybe affordable, do you think it would be a better way to reduce things of this nature?
I don't believe abortion is the solution.
Okay.
The solution is what leads to unwanted pregnancy.
It's sexual intercourse that leads to pregnancy.
Yes. It's not just sexual intercourse. It's poverty that leads to some of these people going to have a baby and sell. Are you getting it? So it's poverty mentality. Now the fact is that people can do anything they want with their bodies. Right. People have been having sex with their bodies without the involvement of the government. People have been having children with their bodies without the involvement of them. So whatever they now decide to do after that, the government shouldn't really decide. Because some pregnancies, I know that some pregnancies threaten the lives of women. So that kind of abortion, somebody can decide to do that. But what I am up against is a woman selling her baby because of money. In fact, when I was in school, there is somebody in my hostel sold her baby. As of that time, 150,000. She started using it to all these girls with low mentality. She sold her baby and started squandering the money. So when she finished that, she continued her life. But the consequences of her actions will continue from generations to come. Now, you have a baby, you don't know the meaning of a baby. If God has given you a baby, God has settled you for life. You may not have money, you may not have even education, you may not have a job, or may not have education. But if you have a child, your future can be better than.
How does a child make your future better?
If your child, now take a look at there was a speech where Michelle Obama said education helped her to go to the White House.
Right.
And because of her, that when she was a child, that nobody dreamed that her mother would would visit the White House, much less living in the White House with her. So your child can take you to the highest level of life. When God blessed Abraham, he didn't give him acres of land or estates. When he blessed Abraham, he gave him a child. Now, and every other blessing is embedded in this child.
While I quite agree with you, when we look at it biblically and when we look at Michelle, you know that oftentimes the vision we envision might not actually come to pass.
Now,
it's not similar for every child.
The problem we have in our society is that we have a lot of people who believe that their purpose of life, their mission in this life is to enjoy themselves. That is when they are not having that enjoyment, that pleasure, they are not happy. And if something that takes that pleasure away from them comes, they become aggressive, or they begin to take one decision or the other. Imagine a lady, throwing her baby away. That is madness.
Now, do you think
that she said because she could not cater for the child?
Right.
Even animals, a fowl, a hen gives birth, hatches her chicks, and she takes care of them. How much more a human being? Can't you see many people hawking goods?
Maybe she does not have any money to start.
Whether you have, let me tell you, in this life, anybody that wants to survive will survive.
All right.
Anybody that wants to do the right thing, do something legal to survive will survive. So she should have looked for. Okay, what if she had begged? If she had started begging, going to meet people to help her to start a business, she would get that help. But she believed that there was a kind of life that lady was living, that child came to stop. But what I'm telling you is that, what I know is that
but she said her husband abandoned.
Okay, now her husband abandoned her. Both she and her husband are stupid. You can't have a child. Nobody in life. I remember when we were growing up, some of us that got.
Do you think the hardship has made it for the reason the man ran away is because of hardship?
I want to tell you something. When we were in secondary school, immediately after our secondary school, I remember somebody that got a girl pregnant. He was not doing anything, but immediately they brought the girl that you must marry her. They are living today with their children. That you must marry her. The following morning, he started hustling. That was what led that guy to start hustling, to start riding motorcycle. Today, they are growing. He has more children, even though he's not rich, but he has children that can change his life tomorrow. So when people should know that the greatest blessing you can have as a human being is a child, forget about all these things that we are seeing. It's not a house. It's
you said something about children changing lives. Do you think that perspective is correct?
Yes.
As regards to many African parents using their children as some form of retirement plan.
Now, yes, people can see their children as the bedrock of their retirement plan.
Why? Why is that? Why do you think that's a good view?
I can tell you that majority of people that send their children to the best schools, to the best countries, they are not doing so because they want their children to come back to help them. They are doing so out of the love they have for their children.
Of course.
And they believe that wherever they are tomorrow, even if they die, that they will be happy that their children are in good in a good place. So that is how it is. But what happens is that whether you like it or not, whether you expect something in return or not, nature will use your children to help you at old age. It could be through their own children. When their own children are coming around you, grandpa shouting, grandpa taking care of you. All these things are blessings. It's not taking care of somebody. It's not only when you go and buy food and give them. Their kind of attention, being there for them, taking them to hospitals when they can't do that by themselves. You know, helping them to do one thing or the other. All these things are blessings.
All those things are blessings. What are your thoughts as regards the Ministry of Women Affairs and other social bodies setting up some sort of welfare scheme that makes it easy for people to say, government, I cannot take care of this child. You people should take this child and, you know, give them an opportunity to willingly give up these children for other people willing to adopt, because the adoption process in Nigeria is pretty stringent and tough.
No.
Or, you know,
you want somebody else to adopt your child?
Instead of training it in the bush, I would rather want someone else to adopt my child.
Well, that one is better. That particular step is better than training your child.
I think it's a more viable move. So that's why I'm asking, what are your thoughts on regards that sort of setup?
You know, some people, okay, look at those people that have the when they give birth in the hospital, some movies, some stories we have heard that their children were exchanged in the hospital, and at later age they now find out. Are you getting it? So you see them becoming angry because, according to the one story I read, the woman said that these people, the woman was angry with the hospital because the hospital denied her the opportunity to bond with her child. So as you grow with your child, you bond with your child.
All right.
That is the main thing in parenthood.
Thank you so much for your insight on that, Mr. Individual.